All right, everybody, let's dive into the 1 week food and food symptom tracker from the Dietitian resource community. I am Rochelle, and I'm going to walk you through this, but I wanted to start first with asking you this question. Do you have clients that are having GI issues and they aren't sure what their triggers are? And they're just like, I don't know what food is causing this trigger. I don't know what is working to reduce it overall. And so you guys are working together to try to figure out how to best solve this problem, but you don't know what to do yet. So this food and symptom tracker can really help give you a baseline to start from. You can always modify this for your own purposes, but this can give you a place to start with helping your clients recognize what might be causing some of their GI issues. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and walk you through the process of how you can use this food symptom tracker. And then I will share the link below on how you can access this document for use within your practice if you'd like to use it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dive in and share my screen now. Okay, everybody, you should be able to see my screen now. This is the free version of the food and symptom tracker. I'm going to walk you through the instructions on how to use this document first, and then I'll walk you through just a potential process of how you could enter that into our refillable version that is available on the shop. So the first thing that this is going to show you is what is available for data collection on the food and symptom tracker. So we've got several different columns. Column 1, they can enter the date and the time of the meal or the snack that they are consuming, because that is going to give us that reference point, right? Column 2, they're going to enter the foods that they're consuming at the meal and the snack. If they want to get more detailed within this, the portion sizes can be really relevant sometimes, right? Because as we know with IBS, it's kind of like a bucket. If they are eating to a certain threshold, they might be okay, but just a little bit above that may lead to some GI issues. So again, everybody is very different. It is really important to know what those thresholds are for folks. Column 3 is going to be beverages. So as we know, with some beverages, it can lead to acid reflux. Others can lead to GI issues. So like further down, so maybe some gas or bloating. So understanding the types of beverages that they're consuming can help reduce the frequency of their GI issues if we just make tweaks to those pieces there. Column 4 is all about the GI symptoms that they may be experiencing. So here, this is where they can track the outcomes. So if they are eating a certain food or drinking a certain beverage, what is the GI condition that is coming up for that food or that beverage? Things that they can track is diarrhea. How often are they having it? What was the stool texture? What was the urgency? Did they have to rush to the restroom? All of those things can be key data for us as dietitians when we're helping our folks. The other piece might be constipation. When they are having issues with food, is there a slight reduction in the frequency of their bowel regularity? Are they having any issues with pain or complete or incomplete bowel movements? And is that coming up for them with some of their food choices? The other thing that we can track is gas. How frequently are they experiencing? Are they experiencing all day, or is it after certain meals? Is it later in the day when the meals are larger? What might be coming up for our clients? Then next might be bloating. Basically, are they getting any associated symptoms with the bloating? Is there certain times of day? Is there pain? Abdominal pain, is that increasing or decreasing intensity related to the food choices or the beverages that they're consuming as well? So column 4 is all about the GI symptoms and helping our clients recognize some of those things that may be coming up for them. Column 5 is all about stress. So as we know, for folks, particularly that have IBS, stress can be a huge factor for folks because our mind and our gut are so connected that if we are stressed, they are talking to each other. And if we are stressed, that can lead to a lot of the GI issues that they may experience. So for this document, we are using the 1 to 10 scale, 1 being low stress and 10 being high stress. Then for column 6, emotions. So some examples of some emotions that may be coming up for people could be boredom, it could be excited, sad, anxious, hopeful, surprised, scared, angry, happy. All of these things can be emotions that can lead to potential, eating or avoiding food. So those are things to keep in mind too. And then in column 7, there is an overview of the hunger fullness scale. So folks can check in on the frequency of when they are eating throughout the day based off of their hunger cues. So if they are only eating when they reach 1 and they're dizzy, they're lightheaded, they have poor energy, they don't feel good, they have waited too long. And if we've waited too long, that can lead to overeating, which can lead to also uncomfortable GI symptoms as well. So the recommendation is for most of us to try to stay between 3 and 7 on the hunger and fullness scale here. Then on this document, they can also track their sleep in the number of hours. I've had plenty of clients that when they aren't sleeping that 7 to 9 hours of recommended sleep, it really does change their food choices that they're making for themselves. And it's also changing, basically the mindfulness around those food choices. And then also physical activity. Physical activity is great for helping us manage stress. So all of these key pieces can be really important for the food and symptom tracking for our clients. So I'll just show you, this offers a week's worth of data tracking. It goes through again each column. So the date, the foods, the beverages, symptoms or reactions that occur in the gut, stress level, emotions and feelings, hunger and fullness, and then also how many hours they're getting of sleep per night, and physical activity, including the time and type of activity that they have participated in. So for ease, I'm just going to use my refillable food and activity log here. As I shared, this is available on the Dietitian Resource Shop if you'd like to have this available for your clients. But I'm just going to walk through a sample of a food symptom tracker, how it can work. So let's say that my client wakes up at 5:30 in the morning, their first meal is at 7 a.m. and what they're having at that time is a half a cup of oatmeal. They are doing 3/4 cup, 1% milk. They've got 2 tablespoons walnuts and some cinnamon and let's see, maybe half a cup mixed berries. And then drinks, they had 12 ounces of coffee, and then maybe 1 tablespoon of cream and 1 tablespoon of 1% milk. And then the symptoms and reactions that maybe they experienced was maybe let's say acid reflux throughout the morning here. And then let's say that stress level was a 7, lots going on at work today. Oops. I'll just kind of, let's see, do that. And then the emotions, overwhelm, excitement today. And then my hunger before the meal, I'm going to say for this one, maybe it was a 4. And then after the meal, maybe it was a 7. So this can give us really good data. So if you are sharing this tool with your clients, what we can look at this and say is, okay, what are the things that's going on with food intake? What's going on with the drinks? What's going on with the symptoms and stress and emotions? So if I look at this, I could say, okay, how quickly after you had your breakfast did you have your coffee, or did you have your coffee before or after, or was it all together? And then we can break that down and say, okay, so we know through the research that perhaps acid reflux can be triggered by coffee. And let's say that this individual had their coffee before their meal. So one thing we could suggest is, hey, maybe having your food before your coffee could be a strategy, or What do you think about limiting coffee for a day and see if you have those symptoms as well? So those are some potential things. Of course, you can, go with your gut instinct and see what works best for you. But this can be a really great tool to help people recognize what foods, what beverages that they're consuming, what the GI symptoms are, and then checking in with any emotions that they have coming up for them that could be leading to some of those GI issues and concerns that they've got coming up for them. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing here, but I did want to circle back around. So if you do have clients that are saying to you, you know what, I am trying these different strategies. I'm not really sure what's working for me and what is not working for me. This can be a really great tool to give them a step in the right direction. It helps them track their time of days that they're eating, the foods and beverages that they're consuming, the GI symptoms. Also, it's going to help them track stress level, any food, mood changes that they're experiencing, and also their hunger and fullness cues. In addition, this document really walks them through how they can track their sleep and physical activity, see how all that is connecting to their food and symptoms overall. So I hope tonight was helpful for you. If you do have any questions, please drop your questions below. I'd be more than happy to come back around and answer those questions for you. Again, I will also be including the link to how you can access this free document from the Dietitian Resource Freebie page. And as always, thank you so much for being here tonight. Appreciate you. I hope you have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night.